Hello, dear Park community. This is Mayor Mouton. Today is approximately a week since the Hurricane Beryl has come into our community. I would like to recognize and sympathize with all of you that are still without power in our community and assure you that we're working as hard as we can to get this power restored. I'd like to take a second and thank all the crews in our city that are working to help get our community back restored, those that or picking up debris, to all the essential services that are important to the quality of life. And in many cases, our employees are not much different than any of you. A lot of them are without power and dealing with the issues as well. And so to each of you that are going through this, I wanted to recognize and say that we are sorry and we understand the difficulty that's going on. I'd like to acknowledge the crews that have been with Centerpoint and with some of the companies coming from out of this area into here, and say thank you to them. I know a lot of them, the men and women that's come into our community, have helped restore our infrastructure and get the power poles back up. And it's been a process, but we're working diligently to make sure we get all that restored. We sent out a survey today that I'd like for all of y'all to go onto our social media website, and it's for you to fill out for those that still don't have power. We know a lot of the maps coming from Centerpoint have been showing a lot of residents that have power or saying it has power, but in reality you don't. We want you to fill these surveys out and send it back to us so we can make sure we send it into Centerpoint and make sure no one it goes any longer than they have to without power. And I'd also like to stop and say that in many aspects right now, we're dealing with this event and a lot of this is upsetting. And then there's a lot of stuff going on in our nation right now that I'd like to say that is somewhat divisive. And with some of the events that happened over this weekend, just try to acknowledge to you that we understand the difficulties you go on, but we're going through. But this is Deer Park, so let's make sure we focus on neighbor helping neighbor, coming together so our community can recover. Look out for each other, make sure you're being taken care of and have what you need, and communicate with us in every aspect that so we know who needs some attention for as the power being turned back on. And as I close, I'd like to say to all y'all, as you settle in this evening, take a few minutes and let's pray for our nation, that there'd be unity and not division, and pray for our state, and more specifically pray for this region and our city. Let's keep our city lifted up in prayer so God can help us get through all this, because we will get through all this. So with this, I want to say thank you and God bless.